we ready?
I mean, I'm kind of sad. Like
Are you?
wrestling season, because wrestling season's over.
It's not over, dude.
Well,
We
now
have,
freestyle season. I know
bro.
freestyle
We
season's
have
ending.
probably
This is probably the
the
best year of wrestling so far, for sure.
dude. It's probably
Worlds was crazy last year. That went
yeah.
right into the NCAA season. The All-Star Classic led us right up into the folk season. Then we had high school going on with the folk style season, and it's all just been good. Good
You
wrestling.
watch? Do you watch high school?
I watch PA high school.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I don't
just the
watch
state
any high
finals.
school.
Just the state finals. I will
Okay.
only watch PA's double A, triple A state finals because they're
You know
crazy.
what? I'm not gonna lie. You know what I forgot to do for this?
What?
So I did a bunch of my homework for the for nationals. I completely forgot to get the lists of who all's qualified for Olympic trials.
You know what? We'll post that on the Instagram.
Yeah.
We'll post that later of who's
Yeah. Well,
qualified
I
at
mean,
each.
I'm still gonna want to talk about it.
All the champs are qualified.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, where do we start about nationals? Like, I guess we kind of just let's just say that, let's do this. Let's do this. Favorite moment of nationals. What was your favorite moment?
Oh, my favorite moment.
Well, I guess first we should do this. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Out of Bounds
Yeah.
podcast, episode 2. Sorry, we're bantering.
Yeah,
It's what we
yeah,
like to
we're
do. You should
it's
hear our
the
phone calls.
ADHD and yeah, our phone calls are
We don't get a lot done. Hence why it
no.
took over a year to get this podcast started.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome back to the second episode of the podcast. Uh
We haven't been canceled yet.
we haven't been canceled yet.
Yes. Two
Yeah,
two
yeah.
episodes in and no calls from the FBI. Let's go.
Let's go. I'm more worried about the ATF than the FBI, for being honest. But
All right.
anyway,
Thank you,
uh
brother.
dude, I had no idea who that guy was until probably Sunday night.
Bro, Sketch is the funniest human being on this planet.
Um, but yeah, so this is the NCAA recap
Yeah,
Olympic team trial kind of
end of
episode.
folk style season. That's what this episode is basically.
Okay.
So we'll go back to my question when we started. What was your favorite nationals moment?
My favorite part of nationals. I'm gonna say Eric Barnett's quarterfinals match, getting the dub, uh, and becoming an All-American.
Shout
Or
out to Barnett. Get the
yeah, shout
dog.
out to Barnett. I think he's
Veteran.
in northern Wisconsin right now.
He
He's,
is
he's in the middle of the
a
woods.
he is a absolute dog. Congratulations to him. Deserved it. One of the most down to earth people I've ever met. He's an
Yeah,
absolute dog for sure. Good for him. Ending out his career on a high note too.
very much so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. No, I'm happy he had the best nationals he's ever had, which was his last one. So I mean, I'm happy for him. I'm excited to see where he goes because I mean he's really good at wrestling, but I mean he's getting married this summer. He's like really smart with like finances and stuff too. So it'll be interesting to see what all Eric does.
Yeah, for sure. For me, and they could say what they want about me and the boys in blue and white, but my favorite moment of nationals was Tyler Mofo Kasak running the bracket. He lost the first round of nationals and made it all the way to third place and won third place. Now that is some grit. That is Patrick McKee. That is the Patrick
Yeah, I
McKee
mean I'm
grit.
giving him the Pat McKee award on that one
Yeah.
because Pat McKee didn't do it this year. It's
Yeah.
kind of sad.
Yeah. We love you, Pat McKee, but like, listen,
Yeah,
Tyler Kasak lost the opening round and won 7 straight matches to make it, including the third place match. 7 straight.
it's a lot of wrestling.
Lot of wrestling. I bet he didn't have a problem making weight. He was out there wrestling. He wrestled all day, every day.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so I
in my
mean, and
opinion, for a 18-year-old true freshman, his first season of college, fills in for former All-American Shane Van Ness. Like you can't ask for anything more from a kid like that.
No, I mean he got third in the country, doing
Yeah,
it the hard way.
exactly. I was about to say he did it the worst way possible.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It's not
the
like
best way is losing the semis, win a match, two matches, and you're there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
guess
yeah. I mean,
we'll kind of just start at 125.
yeah. So I mean, let me
125 is
pull
one of those weight classes which you're going to see a lot this nationals. I wouldn't say a lot, but we saw it more this year than I think anywhere. The one seed did not make it to the podium.
once I didn't place
Braden Davis from Penn State, a true freshman as well,
the
sadly
Nikki
did not.
push-ups. Nick Suriano curse continues for Penn State, which is and they still set the scoring record. I
Well,
don't.
and 33. No place there at 33 either.
Yeah, I think I looked it up. They scored like I think 3 points between the two of them,
Mhm.
and Penn State still beat everybody else by 100 or more points.
Yeah, so 25, saw
Yeah,
a lot of guys go down. The one went down, the two went down. Um, Ramos didn't All-American either,
yeah,
which was a
yeah. Your boy
crazy one
Noto
for
though
me.
took third.
Yeah, yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog. He's a fighter. He's a Lock Haven kid. Small school. A lot of talk about him transferring, but I think he's loyal. I think he's
Yeah,
really
I mean,
loyal. I think he has a great partner with Gable Strickland down there, who's
yeah,
also,
dude.
he was close this year too to making the podium. And I think he loves Lock Haven. He was at NC State to start with and didn't like being away from his family. He's a big family guy. Loves hunting, loves fishing with his family. That's just what he
Him
likes
and
to
I would probably
do.
get along.
Yeah, oh yeah, you guys would get along great. And he likes being near his family, and I don't blame him. It's a great school. He seems to love it there, and he's succeeding. So I don't think there's any reason for him to leave.
Yeah, no, I don't. I
And
like
I
the
think it's
guys
good for
who's.
Lock Haven. I think maybe we'll
Yeah, I
see
mean, listen,
some more in-state guys stay.
yeah,
Stay
like
like
I
you think
hope
about him and Crookham. Both of them are Pennsylvania kids that
I hope the small schools keep their guys and keep developing.
Little
Like
Rock, Little Rock this year had a booming
dude,
year.
Little Rock was wild. They ended up. Let me look.
Two All-Americans.
Two All-Americans taking 19th,
And there were some
and
big names that were
they didn't have
behind
a
them
program.
2 years
I
ago.
think my first year out of high school is when they had a program.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
That's why the coach won Coach of the Year.
I feel like that's a pretty good coach of the year.
Yeah, Nasir Bailey's a dog, man. Oh my God.
Well, and then
He was
the
fighting
little
for
guy,
consolation too. Yeah,
their
25.
197,
97.
something little.
Little. Stephen
Yeah,
Little.
Stephen Little.
He fought too, man.
Dude.
Yeah, man. So starting at 25, I mean, we'll just kind of talk a little bit about the finals and our thoughts. I mean, a lot of people were high on Drake Ayala in this match. A lot of people I know, even some people I'm close with. My stepdad, who I was watching it with,
Yeah.
that was his pick was Ayala, for the finals. And Richie Fig, man, Richie Fig just came out and
Dude,
just did his thing.
Figs had an awesome tournament and wrestled. I'm not gonna say a perfect match against Ayala, but as perfect of a match as you can wrestle, being beat up going into the national finals. And it was fun to watch. I mean, there wasn't really a match that I was like, there wasn't a boring match to watch this year. Okay, that's your opinion. I love wrestling, and
I love wrestling too, but I wouldn't say every match was like edge of my seat, like entertaining. But that was definitely a good one. 125 was
yeah,
great.
25
125
was
was great because what was next was not. So
wow. I mean,
Richie Figs, man, he looked great.
yeah,
He
Richie
he had a
Figs,
great tournament from start to finish. He got some big wins. I know he was the one that knocked out Braden Davis, which was
the one that put Braden Davis into the losers bracket.
I think
Trying
he
to think,
beat
who else did he beat on
Noto.
the? He beat who?
I think he beat Noto, right? Was that a semi smash or did Ayala beat Noto?
No, Ayala beat Barnett on that weird reaction time call.
Yeah, and I
I think
think
that's
he's
something like, yeah, I'm gonna get into this. I,
go ahead.
watching college wrestling and having to go back in next year and wrestle and talking to a lot of the guys, like I think the reaction time needs to be clarified because
Yeah,
like
what is reaction time?
right, right, because in the beginning of the year, reaction time was one, was ridiculously slow to be called. You know, guys were touching hands, touching knees, standing back up, rolling through, and no takedown, right? And then like February, March happens, and like and again, I'm biased for Wisconsin, but it happened a million times this tournament of I'm in on a leg, I reach and grab the far ankle for half a second, they kick the foot out, and it's a takedown. Like I don't understand how like we'll wrestle by the rules if we know where the lines are that we can't cross and what we can and can't do and will and won't be called.
I agree. I mean, I
You know,
think
I don't know.
it needs to be clarified on what
Yeah.
is reaction time. Like
Yes.
you can't leave it
Like
to referees because every referee's different.
well, and
No
then
referee's
at that
reaction
level,
time is the same.
yeah, yeah, and I mean at that level, half one takedown call cost how many people matches this weekend? I mean, how
Yeah.
many matches were decided by one takedown or a locked hands uh or reversal or you know what I mean? Like there's
And I also saw a lot of this year, I think more than any, was different referees were either really stingy or really generous with stall calls. You either got a ref that would not call stalling for nothing, or it was
yeah,
boom, another 30 seconds later. Boom, another 20 seconds later.
yeah. So
Boom.
I mean you have the one I mean essentially you have guys that won't call stalling at all, and then you have the ones that ref David Carr's match.
Yeah.
That I mean, I'm not saying that Carr was or wasn't stalling, but
No.
the stall call was getting thrown around left and right in that
Yeah.
match, and you're like,
He was in on a takedown and they hit him for stalling.
I think that was a delay on the feed.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, I think he fired off the shot after the stall call.
Yeah. But it looked like
Uh,
on the TV, it was like he's in on a leg.
and then yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, I think that's just a delay in the feed for
For the first time ever, I this year, I uh I saw a stalling get overturned too. That happened. I
well,
forget
so
what
that happened,
I didn't know
but
that was possible.
it's not.
That's what I was confused about. I have never in my life heard of somebody getting a stalling overturned, but it happened.
From everything I've seen on social media,
The rule book says that's impossible.
from my understanding of the rules and from my experience in the last 4 years around college wrestling, that's not allowed.
But it happened.
But it happened. But it's not allowed.
What match was that?
Fix Ragusan, the one that you were telling me about earlier about the interview.
There's a really good interview out there if you want to
Yeah.
find it. Find the interview of Dylan Ragusan after he loses to
You
Dayton
know what? I'm
Fix.
just gonna plug. I'm just gonna plug the guys over at Clash. Go to
Oh
Clash of
yeah, yeah.
Combats.
Shout out to
It's
Clash of
on
Combat,
there.
Caden
Yeah,
and Crosby, man. They do some good work.
yeah. Caden
But
and Crosby do a real good piece on it on their
yeah, it's
Instagram.
on their
Go check it
Instagram right
out.
now.
It's
He
it
had some
probably
words
won't
to
be up for
say.
very long, but it's good. It's good.
He had some words to
I
say for sure. Might have just
the
ruined the
words he said are
relationship
his
with Oklahoma
opinion.
State. I mean, Caden might have just ruined his relationship with Oklahoma State, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
It's okay because
He's
is he
Caden. He'll
wrong?
he'll he'll he'll
Is
figure it out.
Ragusan wrong though? I know you can't say this because
I'm
you're in
gonna
the
drink my
position.
coffee.
Yeah, you're gonna drink your coffee, but leading to 133, I have to agree with Dylan Ragusan. for the fact that we had a 22-minute match. There was a 22-minute
Okay,
match
so
at 133.
part of the stoppages were blood time.
Correct. Part of them.
Because yes, part of them. Uh, because I mean, Vito had the big gash on his head. Dayton was getting
His
all
eye.
kind.
Yeah, his eyes,
Yeah, I mean, he
nose,
had a
yeah.
cut down here,
And right
up
here. Yeah.
here. Like it looked like those guys were in a fist fight
Yeah.
from
They
how
kind of
they.
were. They
I
kind of were,
mean,
man.
the level of hand fighting in that match was wild. But I mean, that's what happens when you get a world silver and a world champ going at it.
Yeah. It's giving you
Uh,
fireworks. Hey, shout out to Dayton Fix, man. A lot of people on the internet are trolling him right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
I
everybody's
will
dogging on
I will
Fix.
take
Like,
I will take the lead here to say that he
yeah,
is the best college wrestler to never win a national title. That kid is an absolute dog. He's a world medalist. He is one of the best in college right now. There's nothing really you could take away from him because he made it there 4 times. Did he lose all 4 times?
oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
but it doesn't matter. Guess what? He made it
One,
to the finals. Think about how many guys don't even qualify for nationals. Think about how many guys don't AA at nationals. Then think about how many guys that are AAs have never made it to the finals.
yeah. Well, and like everybody's attacking him for like like what the refs were calling and like what his corner was doing. Like, and this isn't my opinion. This is me looking at Twitter and just laughing at people. Like they're attacking him as a person
This is coaches through the challenge brick.
for him trying to win a wrestling match.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Like he's a good guy. Like he's a good person. And they're like, I hate Dayton Fix. I'm like, was he like super entertaining to watch this tournament? No.
But it got
But
it. It got him there.
yeah, but he got it. How he wrestled got him to the national finals.
Yeah,
And then
listen.
listen, Vito in March is Vito in March.
We said it last episode. We talked about Vito in March. And I will die on that hill that Vito in March is just he's a different guy. He went out there and I knew from the moment the whistle blew in the semifinals, his third rematch with Crookham, I knew
Yeah,
it was a
yeah. That
different animal.
well,
It was a different animal.
I knew that something was different when he was up. He was up like 6-2. Crookham was kind of like skirting on the edge, and he like Vito walked back to the center and like just pointed at the mat. I'm like, oh, all
It's
right,
like that. It's like that.
Vito's catching a dub here. Like,
Yeah.
and then yeah,
Yeah.
he's now. Real question is with Vito, what weight does he go for Olympic trials? Does he
61,
go up to 65 or does he go to 57?
57, 57.
Yeah, I mean, I think
57,
that's
because here's
accurate.
the thing,
But
it's like, I mean, yeah, there's a
dude, both
chance
weights are loaded.
Spencer Lee. I mean,
Yeah, because I mean, you have Spencer Lee, you have Zane Richards, you have Gilman. Uh, who else is who else is a 57? Fix, maybe.
maybe
Fix is
Fix.
qualified because of his medal.
RBY is not wrestling for US. That's pretty much it, I think. Yeah. I'm sure there's other guys.
Yeah, I'm sure there's other guys, but
Yeah.
those are the ones that come to mind. Or
I'm
you can
sure
go
there'll be
up.
some young guys out there that play into
Yeah, I
it.
mean, listen, there's still a spot or two at last chance qualifier.
Yeah, that's where Spence got to go. Spence has to go last chance.
Does he? I don't think he does.
I'm pretty sure he does. Somebody I saw it on Twitter. Somebody said that Spencer
How
has to
does
go to
he?
last
How did
chance.
he do it? In Mexico.
I don't know. I don't know how he did in Mexico.
I don't know either. Because if he won in Mexico, he qualifies.
I don't think he won it.
And then where's Soriano going to go?
That's another kid that could be at that weight too. Another guy.
Ooh. Dude, it's gonna be. I wish they did freestyle. Like I'm happy they do freestyle and Greco on the same like men's, women's, and freestyle or men's, Greco, freestyle, and women's all on the same like day. But as a wrestler, I'm happy. As a fan, I'm upset
Because
because
you
I want
can't
to watch those
watch.
matches. I can't watch. Like, ugh. I could go on for a while on that one,
Yeah,
but
I mean, 33 was great though. I mean, long match, 22 minutes. It did kind of mess up the rest of the timing because there were so many commercial breaks because they
so
couldn't run commercials during that match. So there was so many like
so
commercial, like 2 minutes commercial, like, and then a match would go on. Then you get like 4 minutes of commercials. I'm
they
like,
should have just during the review, they should have went to commercial and
put it to the
then
side, muted the wrestling commercial on the
yeah,
other side, play with the volume.
or
Yeah,
just like do a commercial and then whenever the ref decides what's going on, like
cut
just
it.
cut the
Yeah,
commercial.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, 33 veto in March is veto in March. We need to get a veto in March t-shirt. Like,
I'll talk to Spartan about that one.
yeah, we need a veto in March t-shirt because I think he is a different animal and he's got a little I know and it turns out he wrestled with a herniated disc in his back. That was
Is
the
that what was
injury.
wrong? Because
That
I
was
knew
what
he
was
said
wrong, yeah.
he was injured in the interview, but I
Yeah.
didn't
Very
really
sad
know.
we didn't get any Vogar commentary this year, but honestly
Dude,
probably for the best after what went
oh
on.
man. The Vug so I watched Dylan Palacio's Twitter was a very entertaining thing to watch
It
during
was
this match.
during nationals. It was great.
Oh my God, because like
We got to get him on here. That would be incredible.
I have his number. I can
That would be
we
fun.
gotta get a couple national champs on here and then
Mhm.
we can get Dylan on and it'll be a
Kick it
wild
on.
podcast.
Oh yeah,
Also 33. Uh Little Rock's first All American, Nasir Bailey.
dog. It is a
Shout out
dog.
to that kid.
It's a dog. Nasir Bailey is a dog.
Um
Yeah, animal. Absolute
yeah.
animal. I mean, he just kept fighting, kept fighting, kept fighting, kept fighting, and that's really honestly. And he was winning by like marginal, like marginally getting wins, like against really good guys. Like
He kept just
just
finding a way to win.
yeah, yeah, and I think that's great. A guy like that is going to be a pillar for that program to keep growing. I hope he
Yeah.
doesn't transfer out. A lot of people, that
Well,
was like the whole
I
thing
saw
was
Willie posted a video like going off about people saying like, "Oh, Nasir's leaving." Willie's like, "I talked to the guy. He's not leaving." Like, what the hell?
because why would you leave when you could literally be that guy at that school? Like he will be that guy. He will be the captain of the wrestling team. He will be a leader that the young guys they bring in could look up to. He
Exactly.
proved himself more and more this year, and he was winning matches all year long. He was winning
Yeah.
matches all season long
Yeah, it
against
wasn't
ranked
like he had
guys.
one tournament.
No,
He did well all year.
yeah, he was seeded pretty decently too. I think. Like he wasn't like a super low seed.
I don't know.
I
I
want to
didn't
say
look.
he might have been in the teens, like 19, somewhere 16, 19, which like
Yeah, so
out
I
of
mean
30,
mid
30
seeded,
yeah,
but all right, 41.
41.
Mendez Bartlett.
Yeah, what a slow. I'll say this, slow start. Neither of these guys were
Yeah.
big. I don't think Bo Bartlett scored a takedown in any sooner than like the midway through the second period the entire tournament. I don't think he got a first period take other than when he pinned the kid. Like he had a 1 point match, his opening match of the tournament. Like he won by a point.
He did
Like
do that.
crazy, crazy. I was literally sitting on the edge of my seat. Like there's no way that he loses this round, opening round against the kid. I was like, and that's nothing against the kid that he was wrestling, but like you're
He's a two seed.
you're two seed. Like you're not supposed to
Yeah.
lose that opening round.
Yeah.
He made it through, looked great, made it to the finals. I think this is gonna be a Kyle Dake and David Taylor situation with him and Mendez. They're both young. Mendez will be there the rest of his career. It's all going to depend on weight classes and where they're at and where Bo moves and where Jesse moves. It
Yeah. I
could
mean,
be like a Tech Heisen Brooks situation.
it's
I
gonna
don't,
be fun to watch those guys.
yeah,
That's for sure.
because I want to say Bo has 2 years left or a year or 2 years, maybe one. I don't know. He's
I
got one
don't
or two
know.
years left.
I think him and I graduated high school the same year, but with COVID and red shirts and all that, I have no idea where anybody is at this point.
it's impossible to know where anybody's at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I'm finding out guys in my weight class still have eligibility that I had no idea that they had. Like yeah, we'll get into it later.
Yeah.
Something interesting I saw though is we had an international matchup. We had two international matchups, one of which happened at 41 with Eshmendia and McNeil. Canada versus Cuba. That was
That was a battle of the Sem guys too. Bartlett versus McNeil. Both of them went to Wyoming Seminary.
yeah, yeah,
Two Sem dogs. Sem had three All-Americans.
yeah.
Sem, they breed animals, man. I tell you. There could have been more, if Buzakis had a couple of decent matches, he would have been on the podium too. It was crazy. No, 41 was good though. He's tough, man. He's tough, and but Bartlett let his guard down, and he hit that roll through, and got on the leg, and
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
dude, it's the national finals. You have crazy stuff happens,
yeah,
and I mean, yeah, crazy
just
stuff happens because I
just
mean,
nationals. It's
yeah,
nationals. It's
look at the next weight. Nobody,
I will say this. I will
yeah,
say this. Talking about 149. Austin Gomez had an incredible tournament. His semifinals match, he looked unstoppable. He looked
yeah,
great. He looked great all tournament.
yeah,
He was focused. He was level-headed. He went out there and did what Austin Gomez did. And he scored that first takedown in the finals in the first 3 seconds. He was in on a leg
it was
takedown,
quick.
and then all of a sudden, it just got really bad.
Well, yeah,
Two
because he got the
back-to-back
takedown.
back-to-back 5-point moves.
Yeah, because he got the takedown.
Mhm.
Let Henson up.
Got thrown on his back.
Henson, and then like I don't know if Henson took the shot and Austin tried to throw, or Austin just tried to throw and Henson
It
dropped his
was it
hips or
was a
what.
takedown and full set of backs.
Yeah,
Then he let him up, and then another one takedown full set of back.
yeah,
Or no, he didn't let him up. He turned him. He turned him on his back.
yeah. He did a suck back. Oh, he
Hit
hit
the
the suck
suck
back.
back. Another set of backs. Like
Yeah, like it went from like
3-1.
going in. Gomez was the favorite in this match.
3-1. He's up.
He's up 3-1, and he has the
Dude,
ability to make it a
yeah.
blowout pretty quick with how explosive he is, and then it just like it didn't even go downhill; it just fell off a cliff.
It was so good until it wasn't.
Yeah,
I think, and here's the thing: is like a lot of people will say, like, "Oh, he shouldn't have tried to throw him." That's Austin Gomez's wheelhouse,
dude.
man. He
Yeah,
he just beat Nick Lee. Like, I don't think you
yeah.
realize
Like
this. Like, he
he
is,
threw Nick Lee, he
yeah,
threw Yanni in the duel.
uh-huh.
Uh, he
He's
threw Rick
thrown,
Levitos back.
yeah,
Uh,
he's thrown every notable guy to his
yeah,
back before, at least once.
yeah.
Like,
Like he's thrown Nick Lee, Yanni, Ridge, I think Sasso.
probably, yeah.
Those are the four best guys around that weight.
Yeah,
Like, well, not now. Now it's Caleb Henson, but yeah,
yeah.
it's
Henson, Henson better wrestle freestyle this year. That's all I know.
well, and assuming he's healthy.
Which he looked great. Pete, obviously,
Yeah, no, I mean he looked phenomenal in the match. You know, 25 days from now, I hope he wrestles in the Olympic trials.
I agree. I think so too. I hope he does too. Henson, I really got put on to Henson this year. I followed Henson on Instagram. I knew who Henson was. Wasn't super, super interested in, the four, he got the 4 seed. And I was like, he deserves it. He wrestled good. Had some good wins this year. Had a close one with Gomez at the CKLV. Lost by a point, 4-3. So I knew he was capable. Like going into the finals, I knew there was a possibility that it could happen. I didn't think it would happen the way it did. I thought it would be he won by a point or two, maybe a takedown, but I didn't think it would be a major.
Yeah, it got like I said, it it wasn't even a match that kind of like went downhill and got out of hand. It like went from Caleb Henson down 3-1 to like Caleb Henson almost teching him,
Yeah. Yeah, there was
which
a point where
was
I was like, wow. There was a point I thought he was gonna get pinned. When he had him on the suck back, I was like, holy,
yeah,
about to get
yeah.
pinned.
Like I didn't see the suck back. I saw like the slow-mo replay and I was like, he was very close a couple times to that being the end of the match.
For sure. And I mean, a way for Austin Gomez to end his career on a high like that, a guy who's been around for how many years at this point, yeah.
A
Spent time with
while.
you at Wisconsin. Before that was Iowa State, goes to Michigan, and yeah, good for
Yeah.
Michigan this year. Those guys, they worked hard this year.
Yeah, they got a
They had a
trophy.
yeah, they got a third place trophy.
They
Shout out to Cornell, man. Way to get in there.
dude, they got second with and I saw this on Yanni's Twitter, which was kind of cool seeing him uh
Supporting everybody.
still
Yeah.
yeah, supporting everybody. They did it without any transfers.
Yeah. All Cornell
Like
commits.
yeah, like let's in the next what we got 5 minutes left for
Yeah.
this segment. We got
We'll talk a little Cornell wrestling.
yeah, so I mean, let's go top five. In the top five, you have Penn State, Cornell, Michigan, and Iowa State and Iowa. Cornell's the only one without transfers when they're in their starting lineup.
Cornell's also the only one with an Ivy education.
That's also true.
You got to think about it that way, man. Like
Some
those
nerds
kids
that can
are
wrestle.
those. I wouldn't even call them nerds, man.
They're not.
They
No.
are taking probably some of the hardest classes you could take, and
Yeah.
then going to
Yeah. I
practice,
mean,
and then
short of
cutting weight, and then
yeah. Yeah. Short of, being a astronaut like Kuhn,
yeah, from Michigan, yeah, yeah.
they Cornell's on the I'm not they're not even on the up. They're
They've been up.
up.
They got a
They've
trophy
been up.
last year and the year before. This is their third
Yeah.
year in a row they got a trophy.
Yeah. So I mean Cornell's doing things right out there.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing that is unfortunate for them is they only get 4 years. They
Yeah.
don't get any extra years. You can't. I believe
Yeah.
you can't get that extra year.
So I
So
mean who
Cardenas he's on the transfer
yeah.
portal.
Cardenas, I'll be really the two big names in the portal right now are DJ and Cardenas, right?
Yeah, at the moment,
So
yeah.
I'll be interested to see where they end up. I mean, we all hear the rumors, we all know kind of who has big money,
I would
who
like to
does.
see Cardenas end up at Penn State to fill in that 97-pound slot for
Yeah, I think the Penn,
Brooks.
Penn State has is it the Marisola brothers?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Penn State does with
they got so many guys coming in this year. Oh, Lil
yeah,
Doll from Sam's coming in number one kid at 126. So you think, in my opinion, they take Lil Doll and move him to 25 and bump Davis up to 33. But will Davis be ready to wrestle 33? It's like I think whoever's closer to 33 coming in, I mean, I think you just put them at 33 and whoever's closer to 25, put them at 25. I mean,
yeah, who
you
knows?
got Mason Gibson coming in. You got the Marisola brothers, who, I mean, these are all guys that are ranked in the country or like age level world medalists. Like,
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. But
all right, guys, let's talk, get into 157. I mean, this was one of the weight classes. I think the bracket stayed true pretty much through most of the tournament.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Not yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, a good match. Ja'Cory Teamer and Levi Haynes. I mean, Levi is a guy who, for his freshman year last year, made it to the finals. Took a tough one to O'Connor from UNC, and in a way, I was
Yeah.
kind of happy for Austin O'Connor. He got his spotlight moment. After falling in the finals himself. It was nice to see him win last year, but I think a lot of people, agreed that it was Levi's time this year to get a win for himself, get a national title.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't disagree with any of that.
Yeah. And I mean, I think we all remember the clip from last year, Ja'Cory Teamer and Peyton Robb, in the constellations.
Oh my gosh.
Just a classic clip that'll be in the wrestling book of history forever. You know, the
Yeah,
clip of them both rolling over on their back, just defeated. It's a long tournament. It takes a toll on your body, and that just kind of shows that those two guys went to war. And Jacory's a tough opponent. He hung in there with Levi, looked good. You know, it wasn't a crazy blowout or anything like that. It was a good match.
yeah, and then so I mean, great match there. And then we talked about Little Rock having an All American. Ohio University had an All American at this weight with Peyton Keller. Shout out to Peyton. Uh, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
it's kind of a crazy tournament,
yeah.
but
Columbia had an
kind of
All-American this year too.
where?
Columbia did
Yeah, that
49,
was
I think, right? Yeah, yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
think
Because 49 or 41. One of the two, because I remember he was in the semis. 41 or 40, 41 or 49 or 65.
mm, let me look. 74.
74. I knew he was somewhere in there.
But yeah, no. So I mean,
And all three of the military schools all had an All-American this year too
wow,
for the first
that is
time.
awesome.
Yeah.
That was a really cool picture to see. And what's crazy is like those guys.
We think the Ivy League's hard.
Yeah, yeah. You were talking about how hard the Ivy League is. Like these guys, these guys are training for war. Um, and wrestling's kind of a side quest for those guys. Uh,
I still can't see Wyatt Hendrickson fitting in an airplane. Like comfortably. Like
well,
him to he's in the Air
I
Force, like
want to
him.
talk to Wyatt and see what his like,
He's what's it called? He's
because
gonna he as the guys on ESPN explained it, he's gonna spend the Air Force's money. He's gonna be a buyer. He's gonna go and like buy things for the Air Force. That's like his job.
would not be shocked if he has a stint at WCAP for a good bit before that, though.
I agree. I agree. He for sure is a guy. Well, we'll get him on the podcast for sure at some point
Yeah,
here.
yeah, we
He's a
can.
good dude. I think you and him would have a good time chatting.
Oh yeah, every time I see Wyatt, we chat it up and we have a good time. It's
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's for sure. You know, I talked to him, multiple times over the years. And he's always fun to talk to, and I think we always get into like the same conversation towards the end of the podcast with him. Just the sight of imagine him ripped shirt, MG machine gun in his hand, sprinting at you with the battlefield. I would just be like, well,
fantasy do you have about Wyatt Hendrickson?
could you imagine how scary that would be? He's like a superhuman. He's chiseled. He's huge. Like,
Yeah, he's a big target.
yeah, but he's also a big. Just imagine that running at you. Good luck. See you later. I'm done. Get the white flag out.
All right,
I
so we've established that the military academies are ridiculously tough to in
also
general.
be an All-American in wrestling. Yeah.
Also, be really good at wrestling, and you have a Wyatt Hendrickson fetish,
That I wouldn't go that far, but sure.
Derek.
I'm a fan. I'm a Wyatt Hendrickson fan. We changed liquids. We changed
Yeah,
get a little
I'm
liquid.
sick, so I'm drinking like coffee and then orange juice and then water on repeat.
Trying
So,
to flush it out of you, I see.
dude, like, you can hear it in my voice how sick
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
am.
you do sound a little ill right now. But yeah, it was a great match 57. 65. Mitchell Messenbrick, man, made himself into the finals after a crazy semifinal round. You know, he
Crazy semis, dude. That bracket is
yeah.
wild. You have two All Americans that don't repeat with DJ and Amin, and then Keegan loses to Carr uh, on a barn burner of a match. You have a All American from, or no, that's the next weight. That's the Columbia kid's the next weight, but and then a barn burner of a finals.
A lot of people are a lot, and you know what? I could say this because David Carr admitted it in the interview that he was tired. Mitchell put him to the test, man. That
Yeah,
kid is all gas, no brakes. And I do think there was some confusion about the riding time, for
I do
sure.
too. I
And
do
I think that's
too.
just him being young and being inexperienced.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it's a big stage. You're a freshman in the national finals, but like I never like wrestling. My the 2 years I've wrestled, I in college, I know if I got ridden out for 2 minutes or not.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I could see if it was like a somewhere between like 50 seconds and a minute 10
Hmm.
of riding time, you not knowing what's up.
Yeah. When
But
you get ridden for 2 minutes and 38 seconds, like you
yeah,
know, like you know.
yeah, yeah. Like
But I mean, the
but I
rest of the
mean,
match after that first period, he looked incredible. He looked
yeah,
incredible.
that
Got in on two
yeah,
takedowns, scored, was constantly in his face, constant. I would die on the hill that he has the best gas tank in college wrestling right now. Him or Vito.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It'll be that kid's gonna be good.
Yeah.
That kid will be multi-time All-American, more than likely multi-time national champion. Uh, I'm excited to watch him from here on out because we heard all the hype at the beginning of the season about him. We heard, I mean, we saw him against good wrestlers, but not you know not the top tier guys
I
until
think it's
Big
crazy that
Tens.
both of those guys are in the same conference. Like Keegan and Mackay, or not Mackay, Keegan and David Carr are in the same
Yeah,
conference. That's crazy to me.
but I mean, if you think about it, the so wasn't Messenbrink and DJ. So I'm yeah. So
74.
bro, you thought 65 was a wild bracket. How about 74?
In my professional opinion, the fact that Carter Starachi got the 9 seed screwed Mackay Lewis. Because before then, Mackay would not have met Carter into the finals. Instead, Carter
So
gets the
so what did
9.
he screw Makai Lewis out of? Just another national finalist?
Yeah, another spot in the finals.
Okay. Okay, because
Because
like I
instead of handing him, a
because
semifinal
Makai ended up
loss
at
in the,
what, third?
I believe, no, I think he might have lost again. I'm not sure.
You're right. He lost to Griffith.
Yeah. So instead of him getting Strachey in the semis, he would have gotten, well, hopefully gotten Strachey in the finals. But
Yeah,
Strachey
so I mean,
moves, Strachey drops down. He goes into the 1 spot.
well, and I mean DC said this, and I want RAD, I think, is on the seating committee. I'm not entirely sure, but I think he is. I might ask him. What changed, like why did they change the bracket? Because DC said in the commentary that he was originally the 7 seed, and then something changed, or the 6 seed. Like he was in the bottom part of the bracket, and then something changed.
Hmm.
And I why like is really the only like
There's some speculations. I think we both know what I'm thinking about right
yeah,
now.
like I know the spec, like I know what people are saying.
But that would have
Um,
nothing to do with the changing of the bracket.
no, that like you,
I don't know. Who knows why he
yeah.
was
I
the
mean,
9 seed? But
if
he
what,
won. Carter Sirachi, your national
yeah,
champion, 74,
Carter
by the way. Let me tell you.
Strachey, yeah. So
And
I
you know
mean,
what? In my opinion, a lot of people were talking about how like Carter was on like his hero arc and Dayton Fix was on his villain arc this nationals because everybody booed Dayton Fix and everybody cheered for Carter Starachi. Probably the most respectful we've ever seen Carter. He helped up every guy he wrestled that he beat. He helped picked him up off the ground, helped him up,
well,
and
and
was graceful in his interview this year. We didn't have
Yeah, he
any
didn't call
interview
anyone out on the
issues.
mic. I was a little
Yeah.
upset. I was looking forward to that. I was
There
like, all
was
right,
some drama though. There was a little drama with Bo Nickel and Jordan Burroughs about it. How he would,
yeah, I
how Jordan was on, he was casting, doing his job, doing him and
yeah,
GC,
I mean,
and he called out, said that he would attack Strachey's knee come the Olympic trials, the hurt knee, which I'm assuming we all are assuming he tore his ACL. We're all assuming that
yeah, so I
the
mean,
wrap the brace itself looked like he pulled that out of Spencer Lee's closet. So
so I mean, yeah,
he said no comment. We're assuming he hurt his ACL.
I want like,
In the interview, and I think it was great, in my opinion, and another thing that adds to the hero arc, how highly he spoke of their athletic trainer. Because
dude, he
12 days before the national tournament, he was on crutches.
yeah, like he couldn't walk off the mat in that after his injury.
Edinburgh match, yeah.
Turn around.
And here's another thing now that we need to think about. Will this change the aspect of wrestling the starters for Penn State against teams like Edinburgh, Buffalo? Will they take that risk towards the end of the season, or will they send out the starters? Will they do a nice mix of like a couple guys,
I I I think it's going to be an individual by individual basis.
kind of like a do you want to go? Like you don't need to, but do you want to?
I don't know, dude. Like we crazy things happen in wrestling. I mean,
I mean, he could have got hurt walking down the
that
stairs.
was a freak
Like,
accident.
yeah,
The same way with my shoulder. Like
yeah.
we all know going onto the mat that crazy stuff can happen and crazy stuff does happen. He got his knee into a bad spot and bad things happened. The same way that, I got my shoulder in a bad spot and bad things happened. So I don't think we'll see any changes because of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, I did catch something in one of his last interview, um, I think on Twitter or something. In the press conference, he said that that was his last folk style match. I don't know.
I thought he was going to take his shoes off on the mat when he took his brace off.
I did too. I was kind of curious about that
I
because
thought he
like
was going to leave the
those
brace
braces
with
are
the
not comfortable
shoes.
at all.
I thought he would take his brace off and then take his shoes off and leave it all in the middle. That's what I
No,
thought.
dude. So I mean, he's been pretty adamant about trying to make the 2024 team. So I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, like that would be like his salute to college wrestling. Like put his shoes out on the mat. Penn State, his time at Penn
nah,
State's
man,
over.
it's you leave those shoes on the mat once, and if you come back,
Well, well,
you're supposed to leave them on the mat once.
yeah. Some people
Uh,
don't listen to that.
some people don't follow the rules.
Unless you're Gable Steveson, then it's okay.
Listen, that man can do whatever he wants because
Who's gonna stop him?
he's an Olympic champion,
Yeah.
and there is yet to be anyone to stop him. So, with the exception of Gable, you're supposed to follow that rule. Um, some people elect to not even put their shoes out on the mat at all.
The day I will shed a tear will be the day Dom Bradley takes off his shoes in the middle of the mat. I will cry. Dom is a dog, man. He is out there.
He's qualified for the trials, isn't
Yup,
he?
he'll be at the trials. Dom will be at the trials, man. Suited and booted, ready to go for 225
Um,
kilograms. I love
but yeah,
Dom
back to
Bradley.
back to Carter's interviews. Like he was, because like I think see last year or 2 years ago, like he went on like Twitter and like started going after people, which was entertaining
I
for
loved it.
for
Yeah.
like like
What
I
did he
didn't
call
love it
out?
or
Did he
hate it.
call
I
out
thought
like
it was
did he call
like
out the UFC champ last year? Or
he like called out two or three different people, and it was great.
I like it. I think a lot of people assume and know that fighting is his end goal. He wants to fight. I think,
Yeah, I mean,
for him, that's just what
dude,
makes
last
sense.
last
And
time we talked about big wrestlers going to WWE, Penn State to the UFC is, or just MMA in general, is a pretty good pipeline.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I
for
don't know.
sure.
It'll be interesting
Um,
to see
for sure.
what
Yeah,
else happens.
100%. Hopping into
I
it.
want to know one thing. I wish the interviewers would have asked Carter is not about his knee because you know he's gonna get you're gonna get the no comment
Mhm.
answer.
Yeah,
I
100%.
wish they would have asked him, "Are you coming back for a fifth year?"
I think the answer to that would have been no.
I think it would have been two, but I would like it answered
Yeah, but you'll never get the
instead of
answer.
just instead of just asking about his ACL.
True.
But anyway,
184 pounds.
184. You called it. Parker Keckeisen.
I've never texted you so quickly during a wrestling match than during Parker Keckeison's match.
You texted me before the match was over. Parker, 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 Parker.
Yeah, because
Like
I
I thought my stream was slower than yours because of that. Like I thought he like pinned him and I was like waiting for something crazy to happen. And like it was like the middle of the second period. I was like, Derek, nothing happened. You're like, he won. I'm like, it's the second period.
listen. I'm high on Parker Keckeisen, man. Good dude. He works hard, and that's nothing
Listen,
against Dustin Plott. Dustin Plott
I
had a
love
great
Dustin.
tournament.
I love Parker. Both are
Dustin had an
great people.
incredible
Both
tournament
are
this
my
year.
friends.
Dustin wrestled incredible. He looked great. He bonused his way to the finals. Parker did too. Parker bonused his entire way through the tournament. Got a major, ended up with a major against Plott. And 90 ended up with a 28 and 0, 90% bonus point rating.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's that's
And
tough to do.
yeah, and the only person other than him in the Hodge race, I think it's between him and Brooks. I think they give it to Brooks being a
Yeah.
four-timer, and Brooks had 91% through 22 matches. So, I mean,
Yeah, so I mean the percentage is pretty much the same. I think I do think that Hodge will go to Brooks for the fact he's a four time.
Co-Hodge, baby. Co-Hodge, give it to him. Give it to him,
Oh,
man.
if they give out Hodge,
Yeah. I mean, if
that'd
they
be
give out
interesting.
Co-Hodge, would it be Brooks and Starachi for both of them being four-timers? Because I
See,
mean,
like
Starachi would be undefeated right now still if they didn't count the two injury defaults as his
that's
cancellation.
what I was talking with people about is do you if you are the Hodge committee people,
Do you
do
take
you
into
count
account the
those?
injury defaults?
Do you count those? Because I mean, they count them for the record, they count them for seeding.
Kind of
So
have to, I think.
yeah, I think they have to. I'm not. I hope they don't because I want to see who they I I I want them to not count them just so it's harder for them to figure out who gets Hodge,
Yeah, for
if that
sure.
makes sense.
For sure. And then obviously jumping over to 197 pounds, man. Aaron Brooks is Aaron Brooks, man.
Aaron Brooks is Aaron Brooks.
He is a dog. You know, last year he got
Oh wait,
that
wait, 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 wait. I'm checking my notes. You know who we forgot about also having the Pat McKee award?
the 26 seed kid from Minnesota.
Not even him.
Oh, but him too.
Brady Berge
Brady Berge, 125.
loses to legal first round.
Oh no. Berge, yeah, Berge's 65.
No, Berge's 84.
84. Sure. Listen, South
Loses
Dakota
first
State had
round.
four All-Americans too.
Who?
South Dakota State,
Yeah.
four All-Americans.
But Berge loses first round and then wrestles all the way back for third and fourth.
Pretty impressive, man.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. So I saw at 197 pounds,
Yep.
Aaron
197.
Brooks. Aaron Brooks did Aaron Brooks things.
Aaron did Aaron things. And yeah, that was
And that's
it's
nothing against, you know, I don't know how to put this. Like
let's hear it. Come on.
Aaron Brooks is just Aaron Brooks. So it's like you show up in the finals against him and it's just like
Well, and I saw something today that on Twitter, it was essentially the only people the Heidleys have lost to in the national tournament are Penn State guys.
And I hope Heidley comes out for the trials. I think that'd
I
be
think,
good. I think that'd be cool. Is he
well,
qualified?
does he have to go through the last chance?
Do all Americans get qualified or only national champs?
Only national champs for free. Greco it used to be if you, I don't know. Greco always changes theirs, but definitely freestyle is definitely champs only.
Maybe he goes to Vegas, goes to the last chance, and tries to get a little spot in there for himself. Is he an age level medalist?
Not from this quad, I don't think.
No, probably not. No, no, he wouldn't be. He would be a senior level guy because
Yeah.
he wouldn't
Well,
make
no. So
U20.
age level, it's only age level world champs from last year.
Oh, then no.
Yeah. So I mean, they made they.
Just
I
wait.
think
Then
they made
how are
their
you qualified?
qualifications stricter. I'm not for freestyle.
Oh, Greco's different. Okay.
Yeah, Greco.
You don't want to do both? You don't want to Frecco?
Oh man. As much as I would love to Freco, I don't think my body could hold up to that many matches again.
You wrestle Greco. You're good at that. You're good at
Yeah.
Greco. You're better at
Maybe next
Greco than.
trials.
Are you better at
2028,
Greco?
man. 2028, I might do both again.
Are you better at
You don't
Greco
know.
or are you better at freestyle?
I'm better at freestyle.
125 kilograms?
No, no, I told you I'm not doing heavyweight and international styles. Like that
Yeah.
will not happen.
97.
Those
97
people
to
are too
Greco.
big.
Yeah. Yeah. And no, but I mean, Hadley, they're good. Trent was good, man. Trent had a great
So
year.
good.
He's so good, and it's just unfortunate another guy like that. And the thing was, I would have liked to see him in Parker wrestle, but he moved up with Brooks. He had the opportunity to stay down at 84, and I would have liked to see him but I mean, yeah,
I
Clark
I
had a great
have a
year.
I have a feeling that they will wrestle freestyle at some point in time, just because. I mean, hmm, there's a parade of fire trucks outside my apartment.
Nice. Go
Yeah,
parade.
yeah. No, well, no, they're not in parade, but there's a.
It's Barnett's coming home parade.
We need one,
Yeah, they
dude.
should have one, man.
It was a rough week to be a Badger. All right, so listen to
It's
this:
been a
we
rough week to
lose
imagine.
first round to, I think it was first round. Anyway, we lose to JMU in men's basketball. Uh, I think our swim team had one national champion when we usually like dominate. And, we only had one All-American this year in wrestling. So I mean, I think our swimmers and Eric need a freaking parade.
I agree. I agree. Get Eric at the top of on the top of the fire truck in the speedo. He'll be on the swim team that day.
Listen, no, we don't need to see that. We don't need to see that. But
Heavyweights.
yeah, well, hang on. Little Rock gets their second
All
All-American
American. Yep. Yep.
with
Stephen
Stephen
Little.
Little.
Stephen Little, 97. Stephen Little, man, he fought too. He wasn't going
Dude,
down without a fight
tooth
either, like
and
Nasir
nail.
Bailey.
And he took out Beard for seventh and eighth.
Yeah, yeah, man. He did. He got
Yeah.
himself up there. Good for him.
Yeah.
And like I said last week, Greg does what Greg does. Until proven otherwise, Greg is the champ. Now, shout out Lucas Davidson.
Dude.
Kid had the tournament of his life. If you would have told me last week that Lucas Davidson would have been in the finals, I would have told you you're a damn liar.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have said Davison All Americans, I
Oh,
would have been
100%.
like,
He was locked at All American for me.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe not high, but
He dropped the match
maybe
to Feldman, and I think that got a lot of people questioning, like,
he dropped two matches to Feldman. One in the duel and one at Big Tens, I think.
yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because Feldman was in the finals against Greg.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think so. I'll have to
No,
go
no,
back.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, dude, takes out Younger in the quarters,
Takes out Wyatt in the
takes out
semis.
Wyatt in the semis, and then gives Greg the closest match Greg's had all year.
Yeah. And let me tell you about the mutual respect between those two athletes. Both of their parents got up and shook hands after the match was over.
Dude,
Only family that
they
did
are
that.
some
I
of the
think that
nicest
was
people.
only
The
family that did
Davisons
that,
and the
and I think
Kirkleys
that
are some
was
of the nicest people out there. Um, and I've known both families since, since
yeah. You guys are all pretty much the same age, right? You've been probably wrestling
yeah, I mean Greg and
international
I
stuff
wrestled at
together.
Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo.
Um, I helped him train for Cadet Worlds the year he won Cadet Worlds. Like it's like we said last time, it's a very small world, and like how genuinely nice those people are is amazing.
And I liked it. I
Um,
liked that. I liked that Lucas Davison's dad went over and shook Greg's
well,
dad's
that
hand.
and then so I mean you saw that at 84 and 97 as well.
Yeah.
Kekaisen's parents I think went over and said
And
hello
Brooks's
to
parents. Yep.
Brooks's parents. Um,
And you know what? And I like it. I like that Parker mentioned him in his what after in his interview. He said
yeah, yeah,
Aaron made him got him to that point in his career. And it's
yeah,
true.
because
Better com
Parker could
Iron
have
sharpens
just
iron, man.
yeah, Parker could have just taken that interview and said I'm the best at 84, yada yada yada, and instead he was super humble, thanked Aaron, and yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that
And you
was
know
that
what?
was that was cool to see.
I think it's mutual respect. I think Aaron probably felt the same way about Parker. You know, Parker always gave him his closest match of the year.
Yeah,
Every time they wrestled, it was the closest match that Aaron had.
yeah. So I mean,
Because you think about the semifinals last year, Brooks wrestled Kekheisen, and then last year he gets a pin in the finals in what 2 minutes, if that, in the finals last year against Labriola. He pinned him pretty quick.
I don't know. I was on pain meds by the
True,
final year,
true.
so
Last year, Kekheisen and Brooks had a battle in the semis, and then
yeah,
he fell to Brooks beat Labs in the finals pretty quickly with a pin. So it's like
yeah,
brackets seeded differently, and it's Parker Kekheisen in the finals again.
yeah.
It's
But yeah, back to heavyweight. Um,
younger Bastida misses the podium.
dude,
He
that
falls to he
was
falls to Yaroslav Slavakuski from
dude.
Rutgers in
Yeah,
the
so I mean,
consolation bracket.
so I found out yesterday that Yaroslav still has another year,
Mhm.
which I thought he was done. I thought he was out, but
Yeah. Kid
uh
from Campbell made the podium too. Tay.
yeah, yeah. So
Timing. Perfect timing.
Tay found the podium.
Feldman got a big win in the seventh and eighth place match, or fifth and sixth place match against Colton.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean,
it was big. Wyatt
it's
gets
crazy when
Wyatt fell to Elam.
no, I thought Wyatt beat Elam.
I don't remember. I
I'm looking at the results right now and it says Wyatt beat Elam.
Okay, yeah. Still
Um,
good for Elam. Gets himself on the podium again. The brothers all
yeah,
American again. The
dude, the
two Elam
brothers all
brothers.
American. So I mean that's really cool. I'm happy to see that Wyatt uh went out on a win.
Yeah, four-time All
Uh,
American.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Sadly, that's the end of his folk style career. Military doesn't grant you an extra year of eligibility either. So sad to see him not end on a big win, an NCAA title. But at the same time, he did so
yeah,
much for the Air Force, and I'm sure they're going to get better recruits now because of him.
yes. I mean, I think they start having better recruits to the Air Force Academy, and then
Mhm.
I think you will see a increase in the funding for Air Force WCAP very soon. Because yeah, why? Listen, no offense to Wyatt, there are 999 other Air Force Academy grads, none of which are top tier at their sport. Let's let Wyatt wrestle and not go to war, in my opinion. Now, if he wants to, go right ahead, but
Oh
at
yeah,
least give him the option to try to make the Olympic team.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't let him make an attempt. And another thing I want to say is, is just a test to Mason Paris and the coaches at Michigan and Adam Kuhn on how they prepared Lucas Davidson. Now, yes, he was coming in already an All-American and all that, and you can't take that away from him.
Dude,
But
you saw a big jump though. Um,
yeah, and then he peaked. They got it they got his mental dialed into where he peaked at the right time. He was confident. He looked great. He looked like a completely different wrestler from the duel.
from Big Tens.
Yeah, from Big Ten till Nationals, he looked completely different. And I like that he called Mason Paris before he transferred to Michigan and asked if it was all right that he came in and you
I didn't
know
hear that. I didn't hear
yeah,
that
yeah,
part.
they talked about it on the cast. Him and DC and JB were talking about it, and they're like, yeah, he called Mason and was like, is it all right if I come in, to Michigan? And Paris was like, yeah, I'll take a better practice partner, him, Kuhn,
Yeah, I mean,
you know, Kuhn
I don't
and
know what that would be kind of a funny call. Like, hey, can I come in and train with you? You're a national champ. I'm an All-American. You're done.
we have
Do you want?
another All-American heavyweight in the room,
Yeah,
ex
yeah. So I
NFL
mean,
player.
yeah, it's crazy what money
We
can
got to
buy.
get him on the pod. We got to get him
Yes,
on here. We do. We got to set that up. That's your job. You're gonna get on the horn with Adam and get
I
him
can
on
get
the pod.
Adam on I'll get Adam on the horn.
Yeah, for sure. That would be a great one.
Yeah. Well,
Heavyweight great this year. Honestly, just heavyweight's just getting so good. They're getting so athletic. The matches are entertaining.
dude.
I
So
like
I
that they
mean,
started at heavyweight and gave Brooks kind of that time to shine at the end. You
I think
know,
so too. And I mean, look at how many world medals were in this bracket. There was a lot.
Wyatt's got a world medal.
Wyatt, Younger, Greg.
Colin.
Actually, that might be the only three.
Colin doesn't have an H
Colton,
level.
Colton, uh,
Pitzer doesn't have one. Feldman.
Feldman.
Keeter
Uh,
has one. No, Keeter wasn't in the bracket. They didn't wrestle Keeter. They wrestled Brady Hill. Iowa did,
yeah.
which I was kind of
I'll
surprised.
be interested to see what happens with him next year because I mean I think he had some snaps. He the starting linebacker for Iowa
No,
or did he just get
he wasn't a
snaps?
starter. He got some plays. Like he traveled with them, so he was. I think he was like a direct backup, like a second string.
Yeah. So I'll be curious to see what they do with him
And you
next
know
year.
what? Speaking about heavyweight, I want to give a shout out to Nash, man. Coming out of
Dude,
retirement, and he qualified for nationals. Didn't make the podium, but let me tell you, to cut 40 pounds just to help out your
dude,
college's
just to help
wrestling
out
team.
your boys. That
Yeah.
was yeah, that'll be
Selfless. You can only call that selfless. And I'm
yeah,
sure he
like
was happy too because he loved the sport, did it his whole life, you know,
yeah,
gave it up when he got to college to focus on football. And there is a pretty good chance he gets drafted in the NFL draft because he is just dominant, dominant,
dude,
dominant defensive tackle.
is
The polar bear.
he is the polar bear.
Have you wrestled him before?
No.
Like practice,
Oh, but
nothing?
there is somebody that I wrestled in I think junior high or high school that's getting drafted this year from WVU. Zach Frazier. He uh he won a state title our senior year. He won a state title at heavyweight in the class below me. So
Nice.
yeah, shout out to Zach for
Wrestling works with football, man. That's
yeah, wrestling does work. Wrestling helps football. Uh
football doesn't really help wrestling.
no, I'll be one of the first ones to say football does not help
Yeah,
wrestling.
you were a great football player, right? You were.
I great's a stretch. Great is
I didn't.
a
I
very
thought
big
you were like
stretch.
a good all-state football player.
Yeah, listen, it's West Virginia.
Were you all-state though?
Yeah,
Okay, then yeah, you're a decent football
but
player.
it's West Virginia.
Okay, it doesn't
So
matter. You're still an all-state football player.
yeah, but I'll tell you,
Did
going
you get
from
offers to play football?
kind of. So
Okay, then
I committed to Wisconsin. When did I commit to Wisconsin? Like our second week two or week three of football for us. Um, and I played my first game right after I committed. And then I think 2 weeks later, there was like D2 schools in looking at a few of our guys, maybe D1A. And they were like, hey, we know you're committed to a Big Ten school, but if you want to play football, we'll take care of you. I was like, no thanks. Like I'm Big Ten wrestling's better than D2 football, in my opinion.
Just your opinion.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
people would
yeah. What
disagree, but no, man. This year's nationals, let's give it overall rating. Let's give it overall rating. I'm gonna say
what are we grading on?
we're grading on just talent. Just talent alone. What do we think about the matches? I thought it was entertaining. I think there was a lot of upsets and a lot of broken brackets, and it was good. I'm going 9.5 out of 10, but you know when it's going to be better? When I'm sitting there live next year in Philadelphia.
Dude, forget Philadelphia. I'm in pretty much my back as close to my backyard as I'm gonna get in 2 years in Cleveland.
True.
It's a 2.5 hour drive from Mineral Wells to Cleveland, man.
Ah, man, it's an hour drive from here to Philly.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. Philly was my first nationals.
Well, you're coming back.
Yeah, yeah, get a cheesesteak, win a national title. We'll see.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty special, like getting that national title at the first nationals.
yeah. We'll have to see how things go.
Yeah, man.
But
So our next episode is going to be with a guest. We'll have a guest on our next episode. You'll see us. We'll have a little third box with one of our
hey, let's
guys.
just cut it and
Man,
then
we have
we'll
plenty
do
of
the
time.
outro.
We have plenty
We
of
have
time.
less than a minute.
Oh, you're right. You're right, Braxton. I did the outro, motherfucker. Start saying something.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching the episode 2 of the Out of Bounds podcast. Hopefully next time you guys see us, we'll be with a guest of
Of,
great.
of championship caliber.
Yes, a championship caliber guest.
And if not,
Uh,
I'm sure it'll be handsome.
I don't know, man.
Unless it's Barnett.
He'll murder you, my friend. Like,
Yeah, he's a small man, but I feel like he packs a punch.
yeah. So the three options right now for our next guest are either Caleb Henson, Eric Barnett, or Seth Gross. Uh,
We got some more we could work on
we
too,
we
but
we have some more, but we have pretty good connections to those three for now. So yeah, let us know who you want to see down in the comments, and yeah, have a good one.
yeah.